Oh my God, I can't believe I got this done. That was some bullshit.
I went to Kentucky, and that's where, let me think of his name.
But before I can get that statement out, they were like, I could be your test subject. Like, basically, they want me to take them through this 12-week intensive for free. When I tell you I mapped this out to the T, I worked on it for a year and a half. It looks fancy. Interesting. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. I am Laura Shanell if this is your first time here. And if you are a returning subscriber, what's going on, friend? It is mid-morning. It is 11:05. We got a lot of stuff mapped out and a lot of stuff has been happening. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch everyone up on this vlog, but welcome to another random vlog, right? I know y'all probably looking at my hair like, why do you have on? They got a lot of open houses around here. What's going on? Y'all probably looking at my hair like, why your hair not done? Haven't you been getting your hair done? I have. But here's an update on that. Having my hair silk pressed was nice, but because I work out, like, it just reverts back to its curly natural state the minute I work out. And trying to maintain it and like mold it down, tie it down, wrap it and all that stuff, like it would have taken too much effort in the morning because I get up so early to work out that I just chose not to do the silk press anymore. She was doing hydration treatments and protein treatments and scalp treatments and all that jazz on my hair and my scalp, which is perfectly fine. So that's really honestly what I was going to her for, was to treat my hair and my scalp. However, I think that I'm gonna fall back from going get my hair. I think I'm gonna fall back from going get my hair done for a little while because today is our first PRP treatment. For some, I've mentioned this in my video several times that I have traction alopecia, and I can see the peach fuzz, so I know that there's hair there that can grow back. I've been using Rogaine for the past couple of weeks and stuff, so Rogaine is only topical. I think I need something that's like beneath the surface, hence the reason why we're going to do PRP today. Bruh. It's not until 5 o'clock this afternoon, so we have some time to like run our errands, grab something to eat, get to the house and relax a little bit before we go. I'm going to the same place that I go to get my lips done, which that's another thing. I just recently got my filler, which is probably why you can see a little small bruise on my lip on the left hand side over here. Oh, you moron. So yeah, we have PRP this afternoon at 5. Oh my God, I can't believe I got this done. That was some bullshit. Like I said, it's the same place that I'll go get my lips done. We have the housekeeper. I scheduled a different housekeeper this time. If you're wondering, the service that I use is HomeGlow. It's $59.99 or $59 a month, because I don't want people to think that, because they misadvertised it. I personally feel like they did not advertise it very plainly and clearly on their website. You're contracted in for 6 months. If you want to break the contract, it's $140. So I'm just telling y'all, I know y'all probably see a bunch of influencers on here talking about HomeGlow and stuff like that, and you know how inexpensive it is. But just to let you know, if you're a regular schmegular person like me, it is $59 a month. And then it is not a flat rate just for them to come out like, oh, it's $20 an hour no matter who the cleaner is. No, the cleaner, whoever the housekeeper is, they charge whatever they want. So some people might be 20, some people might be 30, some people might be 25, and that's how it is per hour. So you have to make sure that you check the rates, because if it's too high, then you just can't afford to book that person. I have to see how much the new housekeeper is charging. It's a guy, it's a man housekeeper. Thought that was kind of weird, but it's kind of funny because I always told myself that when I bought a house, I was going to have a male housekeeper and a female chef. That's what I always told myself, and now here I am with a male housekeeper. I'm getting the PRP because it just doesn't make any sense for me to continue going to a stylist, and the goal for me is to get my edges to grow back, but the surface level treatments are just not going to work. Overall, for my hair, yes, it's great, but if the edges ain't growing back, I'm gonna always be going to her to like get something to cover the edges, you know what I'm saying? So like the head, I don't want to wear the headbands all the time. I don't want to wear the wigs anymore. You know, I have to do it now because there's just like peach fuzz there, but I just don't, you know, Rogaine works, but Rogaine only takes my hair to a certain extent. So I feel like the Rogaine plus the PRP is going to really give it that growth factor that I need. So that's what we're gonna do. I have to get some clothes for me and my son because he has outgrown his, and I have lost so much weight that nothing fits anymore. And when I say nothing fits, I mean nothing fits. I have to basically buy a whole new wardrobe. My son has gotten taller, and his poor pants are like high waters, ankle wipers, you know, so we have to get him that. A friend of his is having a birthday soon, so we have to go get a present or a gift. We'll figure that out. One of the reasons why I have not been vlogging and filming and uploading and all that jazz is because I got what's supposedly the yellow screen of death on my iMac, and I've been getting it every single time I have to use it. I did speak to like a rep from Apple to find out what I could do about it, and he was just like, it does sound like it's an internal problem, but I didn't bring the computer to Apple for them to like figure out, you know, what was going on with it, because my computer is about 7 years old. And when I first bought the computer, it was, you know, it was fine. But then I started getting like super heavy into editing, like video editing, creating films, and, you know, writing scripts. Unfortunately, I had to replace my iMac, but I did not want to get another iMac because I have two iMacs. I just put one in my son's room so that he can like watch his YouTube videos and potentially play games on there. I gotta wipe the computer clean, like just do a master reset on it so that he can, you know, use it till it's to its fullest potential. I am still able to use my other iMac, which is perfectly fine. However, I can't use it for editing anymore. So I had to purchase a MacBook Pro because my only other laptop is a MacBook Air. And we all know that MacBook Airs are not structured with any type of memory or processing speed or RAM or whatever you want to call it. The chip in it is, it's just not built for, it's just not built to do editing, video editing and things like that. We went to Kentucky. No, I'm joking. Let me think of his name.
I went to Kentucky, and that's where, let me think of his name.
We went to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross. We went to Nordstrom Rack, 2 different Nordstrom Racks. So when we were in Marshalls, I found the cutest pair of Express jeans. They fit so nice. But when I got up to the front, the lady was like, oh, it doesn't have a price tag on it. So she called somebody to come do a price check. Now y'all already know how Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Ross and all of them be. The lines be astronomical, be wrapped around the store and stuff like that, right? And I really like those jeans. So we were just, we was kind of standing there waiting and stuff like that. And all of a sudden the lady said, well, can we just do 2 separate transactions? I said, for what? If she's going to do a price check, why would I do 2 separate transactions? I'm quite sure this lady is coming right back with the jeans, right? For some reason, she was like, well, the line is long. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do about that. They got 12 lines open. And y'all moving this line pretty fast. So I don't see why you can't wait 10 seconds for the lady to come back. She was like, well, you could just pay for these now. And then, when you come back up, I can get you the other pair of jeans. And first of all, I'm not getting back in no Marshalls line or no TJ Maxx line for one item. I'm not doing that. And I didn't already, no, you could just wait for the lady to come back up here. And first of all, she was already moving slow. Then she tries to make me get back in the line to wait for this lady to, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. So you want me to pay for these, pay 10.5% in taxes. Then you want me to turn around and do another transaction with another 10.5% in taxes. That ain't make any sense, ma'am. So I told her, I said, you know what? Don't even worry about the jeans. Let me just buy these few little items. And then she tries to get me to open up a credit card. I'm like, I'm not opening up no credit card. And them jeans fit real nice. It was a pair of express jeans. They were straight leg. They didn't, sit too high. They didn't sit too low. Like they were really nice jeans. So we left. I came back to the area around my house and went to a different, what was it? Marshalls? Ross. I went to Ross. And I went to TJ Maxx. Went in Ross, found a couple of items, found a pair of jeans, and I was like, well, let me go try them on. I go in there to try them on, and I realized none of the doors to the dressing rooms locked. You can close them, but you could not lock them. And I'm sorry, but when I walked in there, I literally saw this lady with the door cracked open because it didn't lock, and her bum was hanging out. And I'm like, y'all really think that I'm supposed to go in here and get undressed and none of these doors lock? And then some other lady was like, you want me to go in there and hold the door for you? Girl, no. These doors should lock. Come on now. Would you go into a bathroom stall without doors locking? No, I didn't think so. So why would I go in here to strip down to try on some pants and some shirts and stuff and the doors don't lock? So I was like, I said, you know what? It's cool. I'm not going to even worry about it. So what I did was I just went on ahead and bought the stuff. And I asked them what the return policy was. And she said 30 days. Cool, because I'm about to go home and try them on. And if they don't fit, I'll bring them back. Point blank. Because I was not about to go in there and try this stuff on. And next thing I know, somebody busting in the door. You know what I'm saying? And there was kids in there and stuff like that. And kids don't have no filter. They act like they ain't doing nothing wrong. Like little kids, unsupervised, you know what I'm saying? No, these kids, they like busting through the doors and stuff like that, peeping in all of the rooms and everything. And I was like, oh no, baby, this is ghetto. This is the reason why I don't like to shop. It just don't be working out for me. So I'm gonna have to tell y'all about the bracelets. In my 2025 favorites, Amazon favorites video, I had a bracelet set. This Van Cleef dupe bracelet set. Very beautiful. I like the set a lot. I got it back in November. They were supposed to send me the bracelets, right? It took them 2 weeks because they lost it. So I asked them for a replacement. This is from Amazon. Asked them for a replacement. They sent the replacement and told me if the original comes, send it back. I said, absolutely, not a problem. Waited for the original, waited for the original, waited for the original. The original never came. So there was nothing for me to return because the original order never showed up. So I noticed that, and this is the reason why I don't use my main accounts, the cards to my main accounts on Amazon, because Amazon be trying to charge you for items that you never received, right? These people try from November to the middle of March to charge my card for the original item that I never received. And every time they was hitting up my account, $15.90, $15.90, they just kept trying to hit up my account. But because it was an account that, you know, like a Cash App card or a PayPal card or a Venmo card, and I don't keep money on any of those debit cards, because the only reason why I have the cards is like just in case I have to pay somebody something. Well, they kept trying to hit up my card, and of course it was declining. Them people tried like 12 times to hit up my card, and every time they would do it, I would call Amazon and I'm like, can y'all stop trying to charge my card? And they're like, all right, we're gonna disarm the charges. And then they do it again, and then I call them again, all right, we'll disarm the charges. And then they try to hit my card again, and they just kept saying it. Well, it got to the point where I was enraged and I clicked out on somebody, and I was like, you know what, I don't even want the bracelets anymore. Send me a QR code for me to return it. I don't even want them. It's trash. It's garbage. I don't want it. That's dumb for y'all to try to charge me for something that I never received, right? I got the replacement, cool, but they were trying to charge me for the original. They were basically trying to charge me again. So I went to TJ Maxx and I found some dupes, some Van Cleef dupes, and I got them replaced. And I know for a fact that TJ Maxx will not be trying to hit up my card. I got some real cute clothes, but it's funny because it's mainly denim. And the only reason why I was getting denim, it wasn't intentional, but I really just needed a pair of jeans that actually fit me. So I just got back home and settled in from my first PRP treatment. That, bruh, the pain was short-lived, right? The needle going in, nothing. There was no pressure. But the burn, it was the plasma going in that hurt like hell. The only thing that I could think of that was more painful, the most painful memories that I have, like physical painful memories, one, when I birthed my son. That's like number one at the top. Two, when I had a ruptured hernia, 2 ruptured hernias, umbilical hernias. That's number 2. And this was number 3. This hurt so bad. I got cold. I started sweating. I was shaking. Like I said, it was short-lived. Like once she stopped the injecting it, like the pain dissipated. And the thing was, she was like, wow, you're really hydrated. She was like, usually we get like 12 or 13 syringes. Baby, we had 18. So just as a recap, if you don't know, I have traction alopecia around the front of my head. That's why y'all always see me in wigs. But I have peach fuzz, right? You can't really see it, but I have peach fuzz around my edges. They just don't grow. Do I have some hair around my edges? Yes, I do. I do use Rogaine, as a topical solution. which is just minoxidil. But that was just topical. I needed a growth stimulant, like under the skin where the follicles are. And she was like, wow, you're really hydrated. The blood is just like flowing. But let me tell y'all what the process is. That was some bullshit that happened. So what they do is they draw a tube of blood. And I'm not talking about the little skinny small tubes. Like, nah, they draw a tube. And then they spin it down. They spin it down to it like separate the plasma from the blood. And then they load the plasma up into syringes, insulin syringes. And if you know about insulin syringes, they're very, very small. The needle is extremely tiny. And then they inject it back into your scalp. They take that and inject it back into your scalp. Because I guess that's like the actual growth protein or whatever that the hair would need, the follicles need to like grow and everything. You have to get it done like every 4 to 6 weeks. She said some people don't want to wait the 6 weeks, but baby, I'm gonna wait the 6 weeks because this was traumatic. Okay, I cannot say that I recommend somebody getting it done or not, but because today was just the first, the first treatment or whatever, so I can't be like, oh yeah, it worked, blah, blah, blah. 0 out of 10 stars, do not recommend. She was like, I can't tell you that you're gonna have results. You just have to try it out and see. My thing is, the only reason why I decided to get PRP is because I was quoted by 2 different surgeons for a hair transplant. One quoted me $17,000. And yes, this is here in the States. And I already know what y'all think. Oh, why don't you just go to Turkey? It's not that easy. I have a child to take care of. My son is in school, so I can't just get up and fly out to Turkey to get this done. So one person quoted me like 17 grand. And then somebody else, Bosley, quoted me like 30. Well, I don't have, the price of a car paid in full to go get a hair transplant. And by me being a single parent and not having that much support out here, I don't have anybody that's like around to take care of my son or to do the things that I need them to do for me to like chill out and not be ripping and running all over the place and stuff, right? So that's why I decided to go with PRP. But PRP is painful. It is so freaking painful. But the pain is short-lived. I want to reiterate that. The pain is short-lived. I'm thinking about doing it under my eyes to help with the dark circles. This is definitely my top 3 most painful life experiences. Let me tell y'all something. I just wanted to come on here and tell y'all about this PRP. And I'm really hoping that this works. But I'm about to take this off my head to let my scalp breathe. And I need to text my stylist and tell her that I got the PRP done. So she probably not going to see me for a little bit. Because I want to at least get the 3 sessions in before... I want to get the 3 sessions in before, going back to her. Because I want this to work. But baby... I'm big. Ooh. It was only 45 minutes. And after every syringe, we took a little 45-second break. You know what I'm saying? But I was sweating. And I had the fan. I was holding my face, because I needed to put pressure on something. And I just was like, oh my gosh. And I'm starting to get a headache, which is normal. They did say that I was going to be sore and I was going to have a headache today. They always tell you to hydrate very well before coming to your appointment. So make sure you drink a liter of water, throughout the day or whatever before you come to your appointment. So first PRP session down to get my edges back. Once I see some hair coming in, then I will take y'all through the whole process and maybe just do like a video dedicated to that, so that I can show you the photos and all of that stuff. But I'll show y'all a clip of what the PRP looks like. But yeah, so we got the PRP, the first PRP session down. The PRP is about, it's like the place that I go to is like $600, but they're like running a monthly special or whatever where it's like $4.99, but it's typically $600. So while they're running the special, I figured I can get at least 2 sessions in at the $4.99 rate, and then I'll do another one, you know, the 600. I'll just pay the 600 later on, you know, when I get the last one. But typically they were saying that people get like 3 or 4. Well, they need like 2 or 3 before they start seeing like the real results or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna continue to use the minoxidil, but they were like, after about 2 to 3 sessions, you start seeing, you know, you see how the hair has grown back in and all that jazz. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me tell y'all something. I'm glad it's just the edges, because if I had to get that over my entire head, just put me under. Give me anesthesia. Put me under. But baby, she had to go through 18 syringes. And every syringe, I saw my life flash before my eyes. Okay? It's the same lady that do my lips. And my lips always turn out real nice. So, or the same ladies that do my lips, and it always turns out real nice. So, yeah, child. I'm tired from like fighting through the pain, so I'm about to lay down. I'm about to go lay down. Yeah. Go lay down. Yeah. Your girl about to go lay down. Yeah. Go lay down. Go lay down. Yeah, your girl. Oh God. She got every area of my edges, and then she actually went slightly behind the hairline so that there's like no gap, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But am I excited to see what the results are gonna look like? Hell yeah, because after all this money I'm spending, I better see some type of results. But I do have peach fuzz, so that's a good thing that I have that. I can't say whether or not this would work on someone who has so much scarring from traction alopecia that no hair would be like, it's smooth and shiny. Like mine isn't smooth and shiny. Like it's still textured. You can see little wisps of hair, little peach fuzz and stuff. I don't even know how much time has passed between this clip and the last clip, but I just figured I'd come on here and just be open and real and honest about some stuff. So I usually don't have any time to do like filming and stuff like that every day, because there's usually not anything super exciting going on in my life, you know. So this is just me as just regular schmegular old me trying to make an impact on someone's life. Anyways, I come on here because I wanted to be as authentic as possible, and I realized that my channel has a lot of like makeup and fashion and Amazon favorites and this, and I'm always all done up except for when y'all be seeing me with my hair wrapped up with a baseball cap on my head. So yeah, so not much of anything that's exciting that's going on in my life I feel like deserves to even be on camera, because it's just the same thing over and over again. However, I feel like in my authenticity, I need to, or wanted to, show up as a new business owner. I created an LLC late last year, and then a framework that I put myself through over the past year and a half or so. I created a blueprint. It's an evergreen blueprint, and it basically takes black women, and yes, my target audience is specifically black women. It takes black women from who am I to I know who I am, and it is called the Intentional Architect. And even though I teach everything that is in the blueprint under the private client experience. I am doing a segment called the Character Code, and the Character Code is going to be a live webinar on May 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it is about human capital. Human capital is basically like the characteristics, all of the characteristics about yourself and that make up your value, that makes you valuable, right? So all of the characteristics, all of the assets that you possess, your education, your reliability, dependability, all of that, your mindset, things of that sort. So all of the things that make up your character that makes you valuable, and how you can increase those things, or how you can develop these things, and all of that stuff. So I am hosting this working session. Basically, it's through a live webinar on May 16th, like I said, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I started posting about it on my Instagram. And a while back, not too long ago actually, I participated in this masterclass, and in that masterclass they were like, oh, just put it out there, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, just put it out there, XYZ. So that's what I started doing, and they were like, I know that you have a network of people who are definitely going to support you, this is that and the third, blah blah blah. And to be honest with you, they're like, I know that you can get at least 100 people. Baby, I was barely pulling out 30 out of my contacts. First of all, I only have like 300 people in my contacts list, and half of them were people that were like some type of business relation, not even business relation, but like just random people, like recruiters, or some type of assist, somebody that was helping me, like assist me with something. It wasn't even like friends or family or stuff, you know. It was just, it wasn't that many people. So I did send everything out, and all I got in return was like, you know, a thumbs up or a heart, or oh, this is cool, or, you know, I'll look into it, I'll check it out later, you know, stuff like that. So it wasn't really no, you know what, let me call a couple of people, or, you know, whatever. Point is, I know my community. I know my network. I know who's going to support and who is not. Is it a little disappointing seeing that some of the people that I thought would support me didn't? It is, but I'm not surprised. Sorry, y'all can hear my son. But I'm not surprised. So it is what it is. So I figured that I will come on here on my channel, because there's 431 of you. And I figured I'd come on here on my channel and put it out there, right? So here I am. I consider myself to be a self-development strategist. I am not a coach. I'm a nutrition coach because I have my certification in it, and I am also a certified personal trainer because I have my certification in it. And it is with the National Association of Sports Medicine. So yes, I do have those. But, and that the services that or the support that I offer in those two areas are under the private client experience, which is a 12-week intensive to take you through 4 blocks within the framework that I created. However, the Character Code is originally $197, but I am having it on a discount for $147. It is very small and intimate. There's only 30 seats that are available, because it's just going to be me and 30 people, right? So I wanted it to be small and intimate, and people will be able, I think that's enough of a group to like have questions and stuff like that I can answer for them, and everyone will feel like they are walking or leaving this working session, this development session, with information, with something that they can apply to their lives and implement into their lives. So that's why I'm making it so small. But on the converse side of things, or the other side of that, is I just wanted to come on here as a new business owner to take y'all through what it's like to go from zero to something, right? And It is a little disappointing at the lack of support, because a lot of people, unfortunately, especially my people, and when I say my people, I'm talking about black people. It's unfortunate that a lot of people will not support you when you're at nothing. They only support you after you've done the thing and after you've become something. If you weren't there when I was just starting out, it makes no sense for you to be there now that I am something. I just wanted to come on here and tell you all what I have been doing. I like I think I have something. I know I have something pretty powerful, because when I was telling people about it, it was like, wait, I need to do this. Like, but they wanted to do it, and I think that people know how valuable this blueprint is, this framework that I've created. I think they know how valuable it is, because, and like, before I even say, well, you could just buy the private client experience, which the private client experience is expensive, because you're spending 12 weeks with me, right? And I'm holding you accountable. We're doing check-in calls. It's like the workbook is like over 100 pages. There's contracts to be signed. Like, it's a thing. It's like a whole thing, right? And so before I can even get out this statement, well, you could just pay, once you just buy yourself a private client experience spot. But before I can get that statement out, they were like, I could be your test subject. Like, basically, they want me to take them through this 12-week intensive for free. So when I created the character code, I'm like, well, let's do you could do the character code, but they won't pay the person that they know for them to take them through this, this 12-week intensive or whatever. And it's just so weird. They won't even pay the $147 to do the character code. And I'm just like, wow, is that how that goes? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not shocked or surprised, because typically the people who support you are the people who are complete strangers and don't even know you personally. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I am doing now. I basically wanted to make an impact on young black girls who are wanting to be our next world leaders, basically, because I think that, in my opinion, since I did not have any mentors or role models or anything like that to look up to, anyone like that to look up to growing up, I'm like, dang, that's what a lot of people are missing, because all we have now are influencer type people. A lot of people have not had the experience. They just pick a subject and they decide that they're going to create a brand around it, and it's like literally the same information, just copy and paste over and over and over again. And I don't like that. So that's the reason why I created the Intentional Architect, was to break that cycle and actually give people, actual like valuable information that they can implement into their lives to become the person that they want to become. So that's pretty much what I did. And that's what I'm trying to teach people. That's what I'm trying to teach black women. And a lot of us are high functioning. We're showing up and showing out for everyone else in our lives. We're showing up for our jobs. We're showing up for our friends, our family, acquaintances, whatever. Like, we're showing up for all of these people. And then when it comes to ourselves, we don't know how to do that. Right? We can give everyone advice. We can help everyone else. But when it comes to giving ourselves advice, or helping ourselves, or knowing who we are, knowing our own triggers, knowing our own style, or the habits that we should develop, and having any type of guidance to know what to do in those areas of our lives, we fail. We fail tremendously. And so the Intentional Architect was created as a guidebook. That's what it was. It's literally a blueprint. It's like giving you the blueprint to life, right? And so you start on level 1, and once you reach level 2, now level 2 is your new baseline. And then you do it again. And once you reach level 3, I'm calling it levels, but it's just like, whatever that level is of yourself. And in the process, you discover what your purpose is. You figure out what your triggers are. You develop the habits without disrupting your life and causing chaos. I put fitness and nutrition in there because you have to focus on the interior as well as the exterior. So yeah, it's like a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff that's in there. But I at least wanted to come on here and like share that information with you. You know, because people be like, just put it out there, just put it out there. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So that's what I'm doing. It's so cool. It's so cool. I when I tell you I mapped this out to the T, I worked on it for a year and a half. And I didn't realize that I was creating this. So this is a framework that worked for me personally. And I know that other people can tell that I have, transformed or changed or whatever. So, and people were moved by that. And I thought that was pretty dope. So I'm like, oh, that this could help. I think this could help other people. Hence the reason why I created the Intentional Architect. So with that being said, yeah, I'm just going to take y'all along this journey with me, and we'll see what's going to happen. Have I had any clients? I did, but it was somebody that I know, and I only got paid $100 for it, but it was a client. And when I followed up with her a week later, I asked her if, what we discussed and, what I helped her put in place, like, was it helping her? And she was like, yes. So in another 2 weeks, I need to follow up with her again. We're going to have a call to see how she's doing, if there's anything we need to make a pivot on, what's working, what's not, blah, blah, blah. And this is pretty much the same framework that happens inside the 12-week intensive, because I'm not coaching you, but I'm helping you strategize, right, on how to become this improved you, because you're never supposed to stop. You're never supposed to stop wanting to improve yourself, right? Once you get comfortable, I feel like that comfortability causes a slow decline because you're not constantly improving yourself. And that's with knowledge or, your physical being, your spiritual well-being, the whole nine. So, yeah, I'm up here yakking and yapping, but it is late, or it's getting late, 7:30. I told myself that I wanted to be in the bed by 8:30 because I want to do a 30-minute to an hour meditation. Your girl has been talking for 37 minutes thus far. It's not even including the other clips that I just did. That's crazy. But yeah, I will see y'all a little later.